Hi little craft makers! Today we're going to be making this super fantastic sparkling galaxy bottle, and I'm going to show you how to do it all by yourself. Are you ready? Let's get started! To make this twinkling galaxy bottle, you're going to need an empty bottle, some corn syrup, baby oil, food coloring, and glitter and sequins. First, what we're going to do is we are going to put our glitter and our sequins inside our bottle. So grab your bottle, take the lid off of it, and we're gonna put quite a bit of glitter in here because the more glitter you put, the more fun it's going to look. So go ahead and just pour a bunch of glitter in there. I'm gonna do a few different colors, and you'll see why when we shake it around, you're gonna be able to see it's sparkling in there. So I'm doing some blue, some pink, there is some silver, and then I even have a different size of glitter that I think I'll use, and we'll see how that looks in there. So pour that in. Okay, and then just to add even more sizes, I'm gonna add some sequins. So just kind of pour those in. I'm not gonna do too many sequins. I really want there to be more glitter than anything. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're gonna add just a little bit of water, probably to about there, just so that we can kind of mix up that glitter. And when you go over to your sink to add some water, add 2 or 3 drops of dish soap. The dish soap is going to help make sure all that glitter kind of stays separated from each other because it almost makes it kind of slippery. So I'll be right back. I'm just gonna add some water and 3 drops of dish soap. Okay, so I've added the water and I added only a few drops of dish soap. If you add too much, it's gonna get too bubbly when you start to mix it up. And the way that I'm mixing it up is I'm kind of twirling it. I don't wanna shake it too much because I don't wanna create too many bubbles. So we're just gonna mix it a little bit, and you can see that the glitter is kind of staying separate. And we're going to add some corn syrup now that will help it stay even more separated from itself. We're gonna pour in probably to about here on our bottle. So it's quite a bit, but what it does is it makes our liquid, I'm actually gonna do a little bit more, it makes our liquid really thick. So that way, the glitter has something to kind of float in, but not sink too fast. So put your lid on, and now just gently kind of rock it and spin it a little bit. You can see how that glitter is starting to kind of get stuck in the corn syrup, which is what we want. So kind of just rock it around, little bits. Okay, there we go. Now we can add our food coloring. So we're gonna see what color we want. I want it to kind of look like a galaxy. So I'm gonna go for more of a blue color, but I might try to make it like a purplish blue. So I've got some red, I've got kind of a magenta color, and I have like a teal blue. So I'm gonna start with that teal blue, and I'm just gonna do a couple drops at a time. Let's do 3 of the blue and 1 of this magenta color and see what color it turns into. Okay. Keep in mind that your food coloring is really strong, so you're gonna start seeing the color change really fast. You don't need very much. You see that? It's kind of this cool blue color. I think I want just a little bit more of this magenta and a little bit more of the blue too, just so that it's darker. And we might end up, once we start adding more liquid to it, we'll probably want to add more food coloring. But this is kind of our first test of what color we want to create. That's pretty good. I like that color. It's like a really pretty ocean blue color. Okay, and you can see how when it starts to settle, you can see that glitter kind of floating around in there. You can see those sequins in there. So now what we'll do is we're going to add our baby oil. And what the baby oil does, it doesn't mix with the water or the corn syrup. It just kind of makes it look a little bit more interesting because oil and water won't mix together. So just squeeze in some baby oil and you'll start to see it separating. Okay, I think that's about good. The rest we're gonna fill with water. So I think that's good. Put the lid on that so that it doesn't spill. Let's put our lid back on our bottle and see where we're at. The fun thing about making this galaxy, twinkling galaxy bottle is that you can kind of just keep adding to it. If you feel like it needs something else, maybe some more sequins or more glitter, you can always add to it. It doesn't have to be all in the perfect order. So I think that looks kind of awesome. I think now what I'll do is I will fill the rest up with water, and then we'll probably add a little bit more food coloring just to make sure it's nice and dark. So I'm gonna fill the rest up with water and then I'll be right back. I filled up the water and you can see how the oil separates from the water down here. And you can also see that the color is a little bit lighter than when I first added the food coloring. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add a little bit more food coloring. It's really fun to play with and just kind of look at how it all mixes together. So I can't wait to be able to play with this. So let's add a little bit more food coloring. I think I'll add about 4 drops since I added a lot of water. And we'll add about 2 or 3 drops of that pinkish color. And then just gently mix it around. That looks perfect to me. I think that it's done. So now that you have finished filling everything up, it might be a good idea if you want to add some super glue to the lid here. So have a grown-up help you put some super glue around the lid and then close that lid up really tightly just in case, because you don't want this liquid to come out because it's got oil in there and food coloring. It would make a big mess. But look at that, there it is. Doesn't it look like a twinkling galaxy? Especially as you kind of tilt it back and forth, you can see all the different colors, and it's so fun to see the sequins floating in there, and then if you sit and watch, they start to slowly trickle to the bottom. I love this craft because there's so many different ways that you can do it. Every time I make one of these, it turns out completely different because you can use different colors of food coloring and different glitters or sequins. So try it out for yourself and maybe share it with your friends and see how different your guys's turn out to be. So stay tuned because in just a few days, I'm gonna be back with a whole new super fun craft. Bye. If you liked this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. I'll be posting new crafts every Wednesday and Saturday, so don't forget to subscribe.